He's nervous.
What'd you do?
On Tuesday, April 4th, 2023, Donald Trump entered a Manhattan courtroom and pled not guilty to 34 crimes.
Squash it.
Fucking movie star. You're a fucking movie star. Set tick, tick, tick.
We are monitoring everything as it happens in the courtroom in New York in the hush money case this Monday morning. The latest news, apparently Trump has fallen asleep about 4 times. He had to be jolted by his lawyers trying to keep him a brief of what's going on and parting him notes. The opening statements have been made.
I just want to read you a quote from Todd Blanche on behalf of his client Donald Trump to the jury as part of this opening statement. He said, quote, "He's also a man. He's a husband. He's a father, just like me." For Todd Blanche, presenting his defendant in a much more sympathetic light here. I want to read you some other quotes here from inside the courtroom in just the last 2 minutes. Quote, "He's in some ways larger than life, but he's also here in this courtroom doing what any of us would do, defend himself." And he said that we will call him President Trump out of respect. It's the office he's running for right now as the Republican nominee. We are waiting for Todd Blanche to get to the specifics of this case here, but he is so far outlining Donald Trump as somebody who is unaware that any crime, if there was a crime, would have been committed. Todd Blanche specifically, in response to the prosecutor's timeline and 45 minutes of opening statement, says, quote, "The story you just heard, you will learn, is not true." He is suggesting that invoices, the ones that Donald Trump even signed, those personal reimbursement checks in 2017 to Michael Cohen, they went through a process that ultimately just required the signature of Donald Trump himself, and that he thought that he was doing legal services, that Michael Cohen was doing legal services on behalf of him, suggesting that Michael Cohen was his longtime lawyer, and that while in the White House, despite the obvious relationship that he had with Michael Cohen, he was signing the checks for the rendering of legal services. So he is now just in real time beginning to get to some of those specifics to dispute what we heard from the prosecution, but Todd Blanche making it clear that he intends to present to the jury that the story that they are presenting is untrue and that there is going to be reasonable doubt about Donald Trump's guiltiness at the conclusion of this several-week trial.
As you can see, Trump attorney Todd Blanche actually lost his legal argument in world record time, less than 1 minute into the statement, his opening. Far be it from me to fact check a lawyer, but that's exactly what I'm going to do now. Trump's lawyer, Todd Blanche, in his opening statement says he's not just our former president. He goes on in his opening, he's a man, he's a husband, he's a father, and he's a person just like you and just like me. By the way, Trump's family isn't in court, and we should just point out Trump was cheating on a woman. By the way, should we, I think we should actually, replay, remember the conversation that Michael Cohen had with his then employee, or his boss, the person who's retaining his legal services, one loser guy Trump, about Karen McDougal, which is the person that Trump was cheating on Melania with, and then subsequently Trump cheated on Karen McDougal with Stormy Daniels.
What's up, Mike?
Great poll, by the way. Seen it. Great poll.
Making progress.
Big time.
And you guys are good guys.
Oh, Pastor Scott?
No, Pastor Scott. What's happening?
Oh, no.
Can we use him anymore?
Oh, yeah. 100. No, you're talking about Mark Burns. We've told him
Well,
just.
I don't mean that. Mark Burns, can we use him?
No.
Richard Lefrak, I'm sorry, Richard Lefrak just called. He just said we have a chance. He had an idea for you.
Okay. So we got served from the New York Times. I told you this regarding to unseal the divorce papers with Ivana. We're fighting it. Kasowitz is going to
never be able to get that done.
Never. Kasowitz doesn't. They'll ever be able. They don't have a.
Give me your code, please.
They don't have a legitimate purpose.
And you have a woman that doesn't want to unseal.
Correct.
So you've been handling.
Yes, and it's all.
That's been going on for a while.
For about 2-3 weeks now.
All you have to do is delay it for.
Even after that, it's not going to ever be opened. There's no purpose for it. Told you about Charleston. I need to open up a company for the transfer of all of that info regarding our friend David so that I'm going to do that right away. I've actually come up and I've spoken to Alan Weisselberg about how to set the whole thing up with
So what are we going to pay?
funding. Yes, and it's all the stuff. All the stuff, because you never know where that company, you never know where he's going to be.
Gets it by
Correct. So I'm all over that, and I spoke to Alan about it when it comes time for the financing, which will be.
Listen, what financing?
Well,
Just to give you some variation, we're going to take different people who are actually in court, covering and giving us the details as they happen. Right now, let's have Katie Fang from MSNBC. And just sitting here reading what's going on, it just doesn't really bode well. This is meant to be an opening statement, by the way. This is meant to be where you start as you mean to carry on. You're meant to start at the top, not at the bottom. Where does he get these lawyers from?
All right, so here's the breaking news. And the former federal prosecutor Cherkasky and I were just talking about this. And he said this was not going to hold up. He said Trump's going to be fine. So the court has just ruled that the bond, that $175 million bond that Trump put up, will stand, despite the fight that the woman on the right, Letitia James, the Attorney General of New York, was trying to slide in. And what did Cherkasky call it? He called it, she was trying to play a legal technicality, saying that the insurance company that Trump was using wasn't going to have the resources to back up that bond should he fail an appeal. Well, the court says the bond can stay. $175 million needs to be in cash, not mutual funds or securities where value can fluctuate. Knight Insurance cannot trade or move the money, but they will have control of the account and will provide a monthly financial statement to the Attorney General showing $175 million in cash.
Michael Cohen interested in what happened. It's also clearly him passing it along to Trump. There's another update. Prosecutor, quote, "You're going to see the flurry of text messages, the barrage of phone calls around that meeting." That is fascinating. Very much giving a window into the fact that it's not just going to be Michael Cohen's word or somebody else's word. They're going to bring receipts.
He's nervous.
What'd you do?
On Tuesday, April 4th, 2023, Donald Trump entered a Manhattan courtroom and pled not guilty to 34 crimes.
Fucking movie star. You're a fucking movie star. Set tick, tick, tick.